we really got a GTA history class in a pretty major college university before we got GTA 6. I mean, at this point, I don't even know what to say. I mean, look, we are only, I think, like 246 days or something like that until GTA 6 does release. But what will happen next before GTA 6 releases? I guess we'll have to wait and see. So as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, the main topic we're going to talk about in today's video is the map size. And we have talked about this quite a few times already, but there was actually some new evidence, some new details that arrived. So I figured we'd take a look at them. But before we do actually hop into that, I wanted to give a quick little update. A couple of days ago, Rockstar and Take-Two actually had another little, it wasn't an earnings call, but it was another shareholder meeting. And naturally, GTA 6 did come up. Nothing else was said apart from this statement. The Take-Two CEO said, as we bring our exciting lineup to market, including Grand Theft Auto 6 in fiscal 2027, we expect to achieve record levels of net bookings that will establish a new baseline for our business and set us on a path of enhanced profitability. So, look, obviously, sure, we all know that. That makes sense. And then he continued, Rockstar Games continues to invest in the franchise and announced that GTA 6, which was expected to launch in fall of 2025, is now planned for release May 26, 2026 during our fiscal year 2027. So over the last few days, there's been some delay rumors or talks. Well, here we have the Take-Two CEO coming out and saying the game is still planned to release May 26, 2026. So a little bit of good news. Obviously, things can always change, but if something does happen, we're not going to know until a couple of more months. Right now, everything is still on schedule. Okay, so let's hop into the maps. So first off, let's take a look at the latest edition of one of the community made maps. This is from, I believe, a guy named Yanis in the mapping community. He's added some things to his map. He still does have the panhandle, as you can see, but that, as we all know, if you've been following along, is debated on if it's going to be in the game or if it's not. I think, unfortunately, we're just gonna have to wait for more info from Rockstar to know if there is going to be that panhandle. But yeah, the rest of it, he's added some stuff, maybe up at Port Gellhorn, you know, up Mount Calaga area. I'll go ahead and zoom in on the Vice City part. You can see the city part is coming along pretty nicely. There's quite a lot of detail there. So hopefully once we get, you know, trailer 3, maybe even some more screenshots, we'll get more of that. If we do go down to like the Keys and the Grass Rivers area, of course, there's a little bit more detail down there. I really love what he's doing with the swampy areas. And you can see, I think the red is speculative roads, but there is going to be some sort of, you know, NPC traffic, it looks like, going down through the Everglades and the swampy areas. So that's cool. But where we're going to actually focus on in this video is all the way down here at the Keys, because the Keys is one of the areas where we do know quite a bit about, just because we've gotten a lot of screenshots, and in the trailers the Keys were heavily featured. I guess this left hand side where a bunch of this red is, there's a little airport. That's a part we haven't seen a whole lot, but yeah, these other couple islands and this main island we've seen quite a bit. And so shout out to Reddit user additional dish 305. He actually calculated how long it would take to get from Jason's house, which is that left red dot, to just like a bit of the ways up through the Keys area, through the big island. And his calculation was that that's roughly 2.45 miles. And the way, from my understanding, that this is all calculated is because Rockstar have their own units of measurement, I guess, in their Rage engine, and it's pretty easy to sort of compare one map to another because they've all used the same Rage engine units. So this might not be 100% accurate, but it's fairly accurate. So he's saying that just this little part in the Leonida Keys area is 2.45 miles. Well, he also did, and I'll show this in GTA 5 here in a moment, but here's just his screenshot. In GTA 5, from Michael's house to, you can see at the top, obviously the map a little, you know, faded there, but it's up in the Grand Sonora Desert. That is also 2.45 miles. And as we all know, that's a pretty big chunk of the GTA 5 map, going from the city, like the northern top of the city, to the Sonora Desert. That's a good chunk of the map. And he is saying that that is the exact same distance, or roughly the same distance, as going from Jason's house on one of these smaller Keys Islands to just the main Keys Island and sort of the northern tip of that. And of course, if we go back to the entire map, that is a crazy thing to point out, that just looking at the very bottom of the map, going from that, you know, one of those leftmost islands just to like the start of the islands, I guess you could call it, like where the swamp ends and where the islands begin, just that is the equivalent of going from Los Santos to the Grand Sonora Desert. And then of course we have the rest of this giant map. Then now we have the Everglades, we have actual Vice City, we have Port Gellhorn, the other major city. And then we still have the stuff north of that, Mount Calaga, Yorktown, and all the other little towns I'm sure that'll be scattered across. So that is insane. And I think our expectations were that GTA 6's map was about 2, maybe to 2.5 times the size of GTA 5's map, but I think that almost makes it about 3 times the size of GTA 5's map if this is entirely accurate. So like, you are looking at this map here, but imagine it being 3 times bigger than GTA 5's map. Like, that's just, it's kind of mind-blowing without being able to play it. Like, it's hard to really think of that. Now, because we do know that that limit in the GTA 6 map is 2.5 miles roughly, you can actually go into GTA 5 and sort of calculate this out yourself for other locations. So I'm just on a random road, kind of on the left-hand side of the map, sort of towards the north of the city. And I have my waypoint set at the airport, pretty much like the southernmost tip of the city. And it is about 2.5 miles as well. You can see at the bottom left on the mini map, that's where it actually shows the miles once you do put your waypoint in. So you can literally do this in your own game, go to any point and then put a waypoint around and see how far it is. And then you can get an idea of how driving the Keys will be, sort of. Like if you go, we'll just go from where I'm at to the airport here. You know, it's going to take a couple of minutes. Obviously, I'm using Franklin's special ability, so we're not going to crash. But again, we're going from basically the north of the city to the south of the city. And that guy is telling us this amount of time is only going to be for the Keys areas in GTA 6. So you're going to have to still go further if you want to go to Vice City, for instance, or even if you want to go to Mount Calaga. Like, that's going to be kind of a journey. So yeah, I thought this was very interesting while we're in the, again, drought of GTA 6 info. As people dive deeper into the mapping projects and other things, like I'm sure we'll find even cooler things in the future. So of course, hit that subscribe button if you are new around here. But this kind of blows my mind that almost the entirety of the city in GTA 5, like the length of the city, is basically going to be the length of the Keys, just the Keys in GTA 6. So like GTA 6's map is looking like it actually will be kind of big. And what is very interesting on that topic actually is that means the cars might go faster. That means the planes and the jets will probably go faster. I mean, we did see in the trailer, now maybe this is just a one-off, you know, cutscene type of event, but if not, and this is what planes look like. I mean, this plane, obviously you can't see the outside of it, but just using context clues, and because we're in the interior or like the wheel well, this plane looks gigantic. So the planes might be bigger because of course the map is bigger. So you can have bigger planes, you can go faster. So I think that is actually really cool. And again, I cannot wait to see more once Rockstar does tell us, hopefully sometime soon. But that is going to do it for today's GTA 6 video. Thank you guys for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more GTA 6 content. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.